I want to address today, and more so in the teaching form, I'm going to give you guys the 5 pricing mistakes that are costing you clients, and they're stopping you from standing out in a crowded market and charging what you feel like you deserve. A lot of people in here right now have been the game. A lot of people maybe that have been watching the replay, that's watching the replay right now. You watching the replay, you probably been in the game for a minute, or you're up and coming photographer, or you just starting out. And I promise you, none of those experience levels matter when it comes to what do you put out in the marketplace for your pricing. I promise you, it does not matter, right? And the next thing, your pricing, these pricing mistakes that I've been able to identify over the years, it's been 7 years now, that they stop you from becoming a go-to photographer in your area, even if you are surrounded by a town full of photographers. Me myself have personally fell for this excuse, right? This is a big excuse I see portrait photographers making. Man, no clients out there, man. They taking on my clients. They taking on my client, no clients out there, man. I just can't find them. Nobody want to book. And I challenge you today to change your perspective, because your perspective is reality. And if you Google how many people are in your niche, if you're a graduation photographer, Google how many people graduated in 2019 was the last statistic. It was 3.9. It's projected to be 3.9 million people to graduate by 2025, right? It's not a lack of clients nowhere. And I've been talking about this across all these weeks. It's not a lack of clients, right? It's just you guys, myself as well, are not making ourselves findable to people who already want to pay the price that we're putting out there and who would love to use us as a service provider. So when we're thinking about this, whatever price is in your head right now, right? It don't matter what it is. And it may sound crazy, right? It may sound crazy. But whatever price is in your head right now, I promise you, it's hundreds of thousands of tens of thousands of millions of people in this world, in your city, that would love to pay you the price that you're asking if only they knew who you were. And the problem is that we don't know how to get clients. The problem is not how, the question is not how do I get clients, y'all? The question is, how do I make myself more findable to people who already want what I have to offer? And that comes with lead generation and marketing. And last but not least, your pricing is really suffering because it does not eliminate the price shoppers, or at least scare them away enough so that they don't waste your time. I'm a victim of this. I charge some low prices. I get all these price shoppers. People hit me in the DMs like, man, Jet, I would love. I'm trying to book next week. You like, okay, bet. You send them your prices or your website. Boom, they don't show up, right? And we don't even in this group. If you've been in this group from day one, week one, we don't even teach putting your prices on your website, right? We want to focus on value and not making this a cost transaction. We want to make this a value transaction. And when you put your prices on your website, it makes it more about cost rather than about value. So what I teach in here is we put our starting at prices on our website to pre-qualify people who can't pay for us, but also real people in who can, right? We don't put 3 packages on our website. We don't do sales or discounts or deals, right? You don't have to do that. You can put the same amount of effort and book the amount of clients you want at the price you want, whatever in your head right now. All 4 of y'all and everybody on the replay have a price in their head that they want to get booked at. So today I want to address those 5 pricing mistakes and help you solve them so you can stop losing clients and you can start booking your first 3-figure client, 4-figure client, whatever it may be for you. So let's talk about mistake number 1. And this is a pretty common mistake I see a lot of people making. It's called the Cheesecake Factory mistake. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you have been to the Cheesecake Factory before. And if you've been to the Cheesecake Factory before, you've looked at their menu and it's like, first of all, it's never any pictures on the menu, number one. So they're visually not appealing. But number two, it's so many things for you to choose from for the menu to where you start being like, man, I don't know what to eat. Man, I don't know what to get. Man, I don't even know what to do. And it's the same thing with your photography packages. If you are a photographer who has so many packages on your website, you got the birthday package, the graduation package, the boudoir package, the gold package, the black package, the silver package, the blue package, the white package. The camo package. Trust me, I done been there, and I'm not talking about anybody because I don't know y'all individual situations, but you are causing your clients to go through analysis paralysis or decision fatigue. And if you don't take nothing else from today, I want you to take this one quote that I love to go by. A confused buyer never buys. Anytime somebody is a confused buyer, they never buy, right? Because I want to be able, a lot of people, I wrote about this in our group today. Some of you may have saw, some of you may have not, but I wrote in the group today that booking clients is not the hard part. It's about creating a belief in your clients that makes them believe you are the one for them. So the question is not how do I book clients? The question is how do I create a belief in my client that I am the right person for them? That's the question. So if you start thinking about, man, how do I create belief? How do I create belief in a client that I'm the right person for them? Well, you establish expertise. Well, Jet, how do I establish expertise? You come out with content like this. Let's say we got some beauty photographers in here, right? Top three poses for beauty for hairstylists, right? Who want to have magazine cover images, right? Top three poses for graduation for top three poses for high school seniors who want fire graduation photos. When you start coming out with content like that, that establishes you as the expert in your arena, right? So when we're thinking about this, it's not about booking clients is not the hard part. It's just about making yourself more findable to the people who already want what you have to offer and creating a belief in them that you are the right person for them. So when we thinking about this, if you a photographer on this call, you have a whole bunch of packages and that you feeling that in your heart, I want to give you how many packages you should have. And I'm gonna be honest, right? This may be contradictory in your city, right? Your city may have a whole bunch of packages. But my thing is, what is the point of having a whole bunch of different packages if your graduation package is 250, but your maternity package is 240? Like, what was the difference? Like they come with the same thing. Right? I see a lot of people doing this, and I'm giving numbers examples from my past experience and then what I see in my area. A lot of people have the same packages just with a different label, right? So what you need to do is you need to create 3 different packages. I promise you, this changed the game when I did this, y'all. This is not something I'm just saying like it's theory, right? This is like, it makes a lot of sense. You need to have 3 different packages because you want to move your client from thinking, is this the right photographer for me, to which option is best for me. So when you're thinking about this, if you got 3 packages, right? You set up 3 packages, right? And you walk them down from highest to smallest, not smallest to highest, right? So you need to have one package that's like your luxury package, right? This is my luxury package right here. It's $21,000 and it comes with 3 looks, 30 images, and a couple wall art credit. Now, this luxury package is the package I created that if someone booked it, it will blow my mind. I would be like, wow, somebody just booked this package? That's crazy. But everybody in the marketplace needs to have that luxury package. If you don't have a luxury package, you are missing out on the 3% of people who would love to pay you 50 to 100% more what you charge. So let's give it a little bit more easy example. If you're charging $100 right now, you need to have $1,000 package. If you're charging $100 right now, you need to have a $500 package. And that's just for example purposes without knowing your cost of doing businesses and your numbers. But every photographer listening on a replay, every photographer on this live, you need to have a luxury package, right? Because there's 3%, 3% stats say that there are, out of all the clients that you have and all the ones that see you, 3% are willing to pay you 50 to 100% more than what you charge. They are looking for a premium price. The second type of package you need to have is your ideal package. This is the one you want to sell the most of, right? So this package I have right here is $10K. I just posted about it today too. This is my 2 look, 20 image, $800 wall art credit package. And a lot of people, when I break them down and they see these numbers and all this type of stuff, they be like, man, somebody would pay that? Somebody really pay? Somebody really? And I'm like, yes, there are people out here who will pay it. It's just you need to make yourself more findable to the people who will pay it, and also find the group of people who have a big enough problem that will pay you a big enough check to solve their problem. And like we talked about last week, y'all, if you was here or not, the problem is not that your clients need a photo shoot. That's not the problem. The problem is for my graduation photographers, they want to capture, they need images, or they want memories that capture the accomplishment that they just achieved by getting this degree. That's the problem. They don't have the images they need to remember the accomplishment they had getting this degree. Your photo shoot is the vehicle that gets them to that solution. So you need to market to the problem and not the solution. A lot of people putting a lot of people putting their posts, they be like, you know, I'm a victim of this. This is how I can quote it so easily. You know, click the link in my bio of the book. It'd be like a picture, little caption, click the link in my bio of the book. Book now at da 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 blah blah blah. The point of social media is to be social. And you can sell on there. You want to sell in your email marketing. That's where you really sell at. But the point of social media is to be social. It's to increase your reach, get you more engagement. And a lot of people, when they're posting their photos, number one, they're not creating the correct content that educates their clients about the problem that they have and how you can become a solution to their problem. It's just all about selling because we want things quick and fast, right? And it's only 3% of people that will hop on you quick and fast. So the first package we had that you need is the luxury package. The second package that you need is your ideal package. What do you want to sell the most of? So my luxury package, bringing the numbers down, my luxury package may be 1,000, but my ideal package may be 600. And then you want to have that budget-friendly entry-level package, right? We talking about 3 packages. This is the budget-friendly entry-level package that you want to have. This is the one that's going to take you the least amount of time. You got to do the least amount of work. And it's not a lot of deliverables. And deliverables, if you don't know what those are the things that your client receives once they are done with your project. That can be albums, that can be wall art, that can be images. It's most likely always going to be albums, wall art, and images when you're doing these different things. So with that being said, you want to have that budget-friendly package that still gets a certain group of people in, but this is not the one that you really want to sell. You want to sell your ideal package. And when you have 3 packages, when you have this ideal package, the whole point of this package and the whole point of this package is to make this one look better, right? It's to make this one look better because this is the one you want to sell the most of anyways. So if you got your $1,000 package for graduation, right? And it comes with 5 locations, five looks. So let's just call them looks. And the look can be an outfit changing location, but that's your luxury pass, $1,000. But then you got your ideal package, which is 3 looks, which can be 3 outfit changes location. That can be one in the classroom, one on the college campus, and one in the studio. Let's just say something like that. And then you got your budget-friendly one that's just like, man, I just need photos. It could be 1 look graduation session in front of the Michigan State Stadium, in front of in front of Clark Atlanta Stadium or something like that. Most of the time, your clients are going to want to do more than 1 look. So they don't want to do 1 look. That's not the package that they want. They don't want to do 5 looks because that's too many. So you want to steer them into that package that you want to sell the most. I promise you, everybody in this live room right now and everybody watching on replay, scratch all them packages that you have and create 3 different offers. And each offer is tailored to one specific person. Mistake number 2. Let's talk about y'all that be stealing. And this is pretty deep. We call it theft pricing. A lot of people be doing this one, but too many portrait photographers are not figuring out their own prices. You looking at Joe down the street and you're looking at Mandy that's been doing photos for 10 years and you're copying their prices. I've been here before. I've done this. I live in the area. For those who are not in the city, I live in those who are not in Detroit, listening from Detroit. I live in an area where everybody charges the same price. You are not going to find anybody in Detroit in the at least in the community of people that I've been exposed to, and I've been exposed to a lot of portrait photographers that charges over $600. Everybody is in that like 200, 250, 300, 150, $100 range. And me, that just didn't work for me, right? I've been able to book 5, 6 four-figure clients ranging from $2,100 all the way to $4,300 in the last year. I came from doing 40 to 50 sessions a month, paying and getting paid like $200. So what I made I did the calculations. What I made in a month doing 40 sessions, I made in 4 hours, charging $2,100. And that sale ended up being a $2,800 sale. So when I'm thinking about this, a lot of people don't know what to charge and why they charge it. And when a client asks you for your prices, you get the stuttering like, oh man, you know what you trying to do. If the the first thing you say to a client when they say what you trying to do, number one, if you say what's your budget, you obviously don't know what you obviously are disrespecting yourself and you don't know what to charge. And number two, if you say, well, tell me what you looking to do, you know, I can work with you, right? I done been there before. We need to be more confident in our prices. We got family to take care of. A lot of y'all got family to take care of that's in this chat that's watching this replay. A lot of y'all have kids. A lot of y'all have wives. A lot of y'all have husbands. We got family to take care of. My price, it should come smoothly out your mouth. You know what? I'll start at $1,000. Would you like to have more information on that? Not all I can work with you. Or oh, what's your budget? We got a family to take care of, man. Your budget is going to be wrapped around my budget that I set for my prices, right? So other people numbers are not your numbers. Other people numbers are not your numbers. You cannot provide for your family copying somebody else's prices who is not even making it themselves. People are out here copying people's prices that you're copying somebody's prices that are unsatisfied and they are unsatisfied with the prices they set. So you're copying somebody that's not confident. So I want to show you guys how do you figure out your numbers so that you can stop copying people's prices, man. We got families, we got wives. All I need you to do is super simple. In order to figure out what you need to make minimum per client, it's called your minimum client spend, your MCS. All you need to do is tally up every business bill you have, every personal bill you have, add that number together. That's going to give you your CODB, which is your cost of doing business. And then I want you to take that number and divide it by the number of sessions you want to do a month. The number of sessions you want to do a month, right? So I know I only want to shoot on Mondays. I want to shoot, I think it's what, 58, 52, it's about 50 some clients a year. Whatever 4 times 12 is, 48 clients a year. I want to shoot 48 clients a year every Monday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And my goal is to make $139,000 per client so I can gross 5.7 million and net 1.7 million with a 30 to 50% profit margin. And all that may have not made no sense, but it would make sense if a lot of people took their time and did their numbers. And then now we can have conversations like that. So add up all your business bills, add up all your personal bills. If your business and personal bills together are $1,000, for example, and you want to do 10 sessions a month, for example, you need to make a minimum of $100 per client. You cannot charge nothing below that. But let's think about it. A lot of people in here right now, I'm pretty sure your cost of doing business is not $1,000. Or a lot of you like, man, 10 sessions is too many. I'm working with an attorney photographer right now. She said, man, 8 sessions is my max. That's 2 sessions a weekend. Right? So you need to figure out, if you don't do nothing, if you don't take nothing from today, and this is my second time saying that, but if you don't take nothing from the day, if you feel like this was a waste of your time, I want to charge you to add up all your personal bills, add up all your business bills, divide that by the number of sessions you want to do a month. And that number right there is going to give you what you should never go under. Because if you go under it, you cannot keep your business afloat. If you go under it, you can't feed your kids. You can't take your wife out. You can't take your husband out because you are discounting your work. It's not going to work for you. So mistake number 3, this is the low ball method. I've been here before. A lot of people are doing this as well, right? You are listing your lowest prices first, and this is crazy, to appear cheaper to clients to get a sale, which is causing you to lose out on additional revenue, right? Remember what I told y'all earlier. You want to have 3 packages, first of all, and you want to list them from highest to lowest. And that's a psychology trick. A lot of people do that. If you look at any, like, tier pricing thing or anywhere you go, they list things highest to smallest. And if they don't list things highest to smallest, the first thing that you see, they do it on purpose. So if you go to the movie theaters, they never have small highlighted. They never, for popcorn, let's say you go to movie theaters, you order popcorn, and you look at the little icon that say SML. It's never small highlighted. It's never large highlighted. It's always medium highlighted. And medium be like $4, large be like $5, and then small be like $1 or $2, for example purposes. But they want you to they want to set your mind at a certain price so that anything below that, you feel like you're losing out. It's the same thing in photography. Go on your website tonight, and I want you to take your highest package, put it at the top. Take your middle package, keep it in the middle, and take your lowest package, put it at the bottom. And I promise you, you are going to work your client's mind because psychologically, they feel like they are losing out. And we don't like losing out as people. We don't. We don't like losing out as people. So they're going to end up opting into your ideal package. And the first number they see always, always, always sets the tone. The first number your client sees, the first number you tell them on the phone, it's always going to set the tone. It's always going to set the tone. On my Instagram, I just made a post. I said, this is what a $10,000 maternity session looks like. I was scared to make it, but I'm realizing I need to set the tone for anybody that comes to my website. And you need to do the same. You need to do the same, Real, Pound, Micah, everybody watching the replays. You guys need to do the same. You control the flow of your photography business, and you need to set the tone, right? This is your business. I want you guys to set the tone. Zach, I want you to set the tone. Michael, I want you to set the tone in your photography business. Now let's go into the second from last one, which is the passion syndrome. And I had this for a minute. I kind of grew out of it because I wanted to be a business owner. And a lot of photographers make this excuse, I promise you. Oh man, this is my passion. I don't really want to charge that much. I'm trying to stay artistic. I'm trying to stay creative. And I believe, honestly, that's just a big smokescreen excuse, y'all. It's just a big old excuse to say, I'm scared to charge what I want to charge. Let's just be honest, right? Because why wouldn't you want to make more money doing something that you love? Doesn't that make sense? I would assume that makes sense to a lot of people. You want to get paid more to do what you love. But a lot of people are saying, man, I just want to do it for the passion, man. I'm not doing it for the money. And honestly, if you're not doing it for the money, and this is going to contradict a lot of people, it may make you feel like, oh man, can you use Jet as a coach? But if you are not doing it for the money, why are you in business? The whole point of being an entrepreneur is to sell a service for a profit. That's the whole point. That's literally the whole point. So you don't even know what it takes to run your business before creating prices, and you just price yourself anyway because of your passion. And your passion is going to drive you to the drain. Your passion, just having a passion, right? Just feeling like it's your passion. It's not going to, having that mindset, it's not going to put dollars in your pocket for everybody watching the replay, for everybody on live, right? You need to turn this into a business. I remember somebody I know kind of made a little, not a diss, but said something. And he said, man, photography is a hustle. You need to be out here hustling. I'm like, look, photography is not a hustle. It's a business. But too many people make it a hustle. You can make this game of taking photos for people, whatever you want to make it. So when we're thinking about this, what you can do to make this happen is you need to do the foundation part of your pricing first. What did we just talk about? Calculating your cost doing business, pricing your time, your artwork, and then creating packages based on your own numbers, y'all. You got to create packages based on your own numbers. Stop creating packages based on your homeboy numbers. Stop creating packages based on what you saw somebody else charging. Stop creating packages because you feel like you just starting out and you cannot charge that. Stop doing it. You can do it. I promise you. And my last mistake for today that's very important is that you have the affordable photographer syndrome. And I remember someone messaged me and they said, it was on the video, and it was one of my YouTube videos, like, man, I actually have the affordable photographer syndrome. A lot of photographers in here right now, a lot of photographers watching the replay, they want to be affordable to people. And if I could ask any of y'all this question, what does affordable mean? What does affordable mean to you? Right? What is an affordable photography package? Is what's affordable to Micah going to be affordable to Zach? Is what is affordable to Zach going to be affordable to me? Or what does affordable mean? What does affordable mean? What do you guys think affordable means when photographers say? You don't have to come off your camera and say anything, but just type it in the chat of what you may think people mean by they just want to be affordable. Right? When you think about that, how does that devalue yourself? Imagine imagine posting on your social media that I am the affordable photographer. I'm the photographer you come to if you want the cheapest price. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. That can be a great USP. But all the students that I coach, we are not looking to be the cheapest, because when you're cheapest, people won't think you're the best. You cannot be the cheapest and be the best, because people won't think you the cheapest. I'm sorry, people won't think you the best if you're the cheapest. It just does not work like that. If I asked y'all right now, I said, man, I want to sell y'all this Lamborghini. It costs $1,000. It costs $1,000. What's the first thing you're gonna ask me? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with the Lamborghini? You're not gonna be like, oh man, that's a steal. That's not a steal. Yeah, it is a steal. It's a big steal. And when we're thinking about that, y'all, why do we do that with our photography businesses? Why are we okay with trying to be the cheapest photographer? And I'm sitting on this last mistake, because it's so important that I put in your mind that you don't have to be the cheapest, bro. You don't have to charge $150 just because it sounds right. You don't have to do free photo shoots. You don't have to. You don't have to charge. If you want to charge $1,000 right now, you can. And the greatest superpower for every portrait photographer listening to my voice right now is confidence and expectation. That's your greatest superpower. And a lot of people in this chat watching the replay or out there in the world, and even myself sometimes, we never can be confident because we scare ourselves away before we get the opportunity to show confidence. You tell me all the ways it won't work before we start working it. It's backwards, man. We got to start. We have to start. So when I'm thinking about this, photographers are creating prices. This is the problem I'm figuring out. Photographers are creating prices that look good and make their clients smile because they want to be the most affordable photographer. But I want to let you know that this is actually scaring away clients that got more money to spend with you. If I have $1,000 to spend on a beauty photographer for my beauty photo shoot for a hair weave line I'm coming out with, and you charge $1,000 and you charge $100, I won't think you the best. I'm not gonna think you the best. I have $1,000 to spend. I want to spend $1,000. I don't want to spend $100. All right. People pay the ticket for trust. People pay the ticket for peace of mind. When you think about it, when you pay more money for something, it kind of makes you feel a little more secure, like you're making the right decision. So if I'm trying to launch a hair care campaign and I'm looking for a beauty photographer, I want the best beauty photographer that's going to give me the best quality work, that has the best or the price that is up there, because they want to spend that money, y'all. It's people out here that want to spend that money. And a lot of y'all are acting like y'all not, because y'all don't believe in yourself. So I need you to stop focusing on creating packages that are affordable and start creating packages with prices that actually make you smile. Right. And why do I say smile? Why do I say make you smile? One of our YouTube mentors, and when I say YouTube mentors, anybody I watch on YouTube that I want to be my mentor, but I either don't, I just like he costs $50,000 for a 12-month mentorship. I haven't got to the 50G level of paying for mentorship. I've gotten to the $5,000 level of paying for mentorship, but not the 50G. But when I say YouTube mentor, I mean anybody I watch on YouTube that I feel like is a mentor to me and they don't even know. So he said that somebody said to him, he said, I charged, I'm paraphrasing, but I charged $1,000 for coaching. I charged $1,000 for coaching. And somebody paid it like this. And he said immediately after he got off that call, he raised his prices. Because he said, I never wanted somebody to be able to pay me that fast. That is that easy. I don't charge enough. He felt like he didn't charge enough. And his was more like 50,000, but I can't remember the exact number. So I'm just going to say 1,000. And when I'm thinking about this as a portrait photographer, I never wanted to just be that easy to pay me. That means I don't charge enough. I don't. I got booked my first 4 sessions as a 4-figure photographer. I got booked a $2,100 session, a $2,800 session, a $2,500 session, then a $3,500 session. And it was like it was too easy. And it wasn't too easy to close the deal. It was just like it didn't feel hard to get the deal. And I didn't appreciate it. And literally 2 months later, I raised my packages to about $5,000. And then I'm like, no, that's not enough. So I raised it to 7,100. And then I made a promise with my wife. She's like, you keep raising your price. I'm like, all right, for 1 year straight, I'm not going to raise my prices. But my thing is, once one person pays it, let's up it up a couple $500 to see what's the next person that's going to pay. He said raising mine after the meeting. Bro, it'd be like that, dog, for real. It'd be like that, bro. So when we thinking about this, I really want you guys to create packages. Let me finish that storyline. So thinking about that, after that, he said, somebody asked him, how do you determine what to price yourself? Like, how do you determine what you charge? And he was like, I like to say prices that make me smile. And when I heard that, I said, okay, when I say 250, do that make me smile? Do I really be cheesing like 250? Let's go. I'm like, nah, 250 don't make me smile. When I was like I'm like 1,000. I remember I got my first $1,000 session for a 16th birthday photo shoot. It was crazy. Like somebody pays $1,000 for 60. He said my quality is there, but my pricing is not. Somebody paid me $1,000 for their 16th. Somebody's mama paid me $1,000 for their daughter's 16th birthday photo shoot. And I smiled at that point of view. I was like, geez, I felt it. But now in my situation, bro, we got private chauffeurs picking up our clients, bro. We providing breakfast. They getting foot massages. I just hired a prenatal massage therapist to come give my mom, my pregnant mama, a prenatal massage, a 30-minute prenatal massage before the photo shoot. $1,000 is not enough. The chef is coming to cook me, my photographer, because I don't take the photos. I'm moving away from not taking the photos anymore. My lead photographer, my set designers, my hairstylist, the private chef is coming to cook us breakfast on the spot. And I rented out an event space for the aesthetic for the photo shoot. $1,000 is not enough no more. It's just not. I'm building you a whole set where like you're in the middle of the ocean. $1,000 is not enough no more. So the price that makes me smile is $7,100. And that's what I'm knocking on the door for. I just booked a $4,300 session last month. This month, I'm knocking on the door for that $7,100. I feel it. I feel the momentum. I feel it. So when we thinking about this, y'all, everybody in here, and I want to see what y'all got to say because we're about to get ready to close out, and I have one more thing I want to show you guys. But what is that price? And just leave it in the chat box, right? What is that price right now that if somebody paid it, it would make you smile? Now, I'm not talking about the $50 joint. That ain't making nobody smile. Let's be real. It's not. At least nobody I know in this chat right now. Right. But what is a price where like if somebody paid you it would make you smile, like you geeked up. Like it could be $500. It could be 250. It could be, he said 2,500. That's what I'm talking about, Zach. 2,500. Right? It could be 2,500. It could be 250. All right. It could be all of that. $800. Michael said $800. Michael said 8,500. Big dog. Real said 750. Right? That's that price. I remember I was talking with Chris Mack. He's a branded photographer here. He said, "Man, somebody pay me $1,000 right now. It's I'm gonna be excited." And I feel all of y'all. I feel all of y'all. But my question now is that, and I hope I get the same amount of responses with this question, right? What do you feel like is the number one thing that's holding you back from charging that right now and booking that client? If all of y'all right now, and if you watching the replay, just comment your number in the replay. Comment your number in the replay. If all of y'all just gave me the easiest number, y'all said the number easily, but what's stopping you from charging that right now? Michael said nothing himself. Rail said himself. Zach said confidence for sure, for sure. Confidence for sure, for sure. Yes, that is definitely it. That is definitely it. For sure, man, that confidence, that expectation, that thought pattern. And I want to show